nice and quiet? Okay. Good evening, everyone, and I'll be hosting our webinar this evening. I just wanted to welcome everyone, and I'm excited to introduce you to several of our leaders on our team who are going to be going over some highlights from convention. They're going to be talking about we're also going to learn about some new products, and we're also going to talk about some other great interesting tools that are going to be available to you soon. So I'd like to introduce you to Jen Market. She is an elite level wellness advocate from Lovettsville, Virginia. She is from Northern Virginia. She's been using doTERRA oils for over 4 years. She has a background in environmental science, and she's a stay-at-home mom of 2 girls. So she'll be going over takeaways from this year's convention as well as some updates on business tools. And whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay, I'm actually experiencing a technical difficulty here. I'm not able to see the slides. It's saying there was an error loading my app.
Olivia, can you mute your phone, please? That's what the dinging is the text messages back and forth. Awesome. So I can go ahead and speak on this if you're having issues, Jen. Unless Laurel, Mandy, Olivia, you guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, I can hear everybody. I just can't see the slides or see the screen.
Totally.
Colleen,
okay, about it then?
All right, so awesome. So we had this past convention, we had 27,000 wellness advocates in attendance. It's actually the largest convention held in Utah ever for a single company. We actually took over the entire Salt Palace and Energy Solutions Arena, completely filled. It was 3 days of amazing education and fun. For those of you who are not familiar, the people that you're seeing there in the image, that is actually our corporate leadership. It's fantastic. They're amazing people, and we're going to introduce you guys to a little bit about them so you can kind of get a better understanding of who doTERRA is and what they do. Next slide, please. Awesome. So one of the big takeaways that they really wanted everyone to understand is that doTERRA really is a science company. And there's a lot of research that's going on. There's a lot of information. They're researching everything. And the company is amazingly solid. They're growing like crazy. We've been around for only 8 years, and we are the world's largest company in essential oils. You know, we have the growth rate of Apple, and I'm not exaggerating. And if that doesn't show you that we have something, we have brought a product to the market that the market has desperately needed, and there's nothing else like it, then I don't know what else I'll be able to explain to you. It's just so amazing to see all this happen. So to give you an idea, we had over 1.9 million bottles of lemon essential oil sold last year, and 1 million tubes of Deep Blue Rub. I mean, that's, you know, showing you how many people are using these products. And we hired over 600 employees. Now, just so you know, employees means that people that doTERRA Corporate is hired. That's your customer service team, your account management team, shipping, all that. That's how many employees are needed to support our demand. There's 78 million bottles of oil in the supply chain. And what that there alone tells you is how prepared we are for additional for future purchases. So it means there's 78 million bottles already ready to go in our supply chain. And there's over 2 million wellness advocates worldwide. Now that is a fantastic number right there. That means there's 2 million people out there that are using doTERRA essential oil, doTERRA products. 2 million people out there whose lives have been changed because somebody shared an oil with them. And there's over $1.4 million donated to the Healing Hands Foundation. We're going to get a little bit more on that, on what that means. So doTERRA is this. So this is one guy I really want you guys to know. So if you don't know who Dr. David Hill is, then I highly recommend you going and taking a look and understanding more about him. He is our Executive Vice President, our Chief Medical Officer, Chairman of the Scientific Advisory Committee. So this was a really great quote from the conference. doTERRA is more than meets the eye. For us, doTERRA is more than what has been accomplished. We have from the beginning felt a tremendous sense of purpose. Our commitment is that we will be unwavering in those missions. And it's very powerful to be hearing this coming from our executive team. So David Sterling, he's our Chief Executive Officer and President. So this was I think this was my biggest takeaway, because I was actually just talking to one of my leaders with a little rundown on it. And doTERRA's mission has not changed, but it has grown to not only provide the highest quality essential oils and education. We're set out to change the industry, have enormous effect on the whole communities globally, and no intention of ever selling the company or taking it public. The foundation has been set. We can literally change the world. All right. So some great info, facts we got. We get 45 single oils, 34 blends, 114 different essential oils for different products. The oils are actually being sourced from 40 total countries, of which 23 are considered developing countries. And we'll touch more on why that's an important fact in a few. There are 2,000 employees globally. So that's 600 people. That's just to support our U.S. needs. And that's thousands of sustainable jobs created for men and women through co-impact sourcing. So doTERRA is now a global citizen, and there's a huge responsibility there. So you are really making a difference. Every bottle of oil you buy, every time you use a drop of essential oil for your wellness, you are helping so many people throughout the world in these developing countries that rely on us to be able to take care of them. So the Healing Hands donations at work. So what the Healing Hands Foundation is the doTERRA's 5013C arm. And what they do is they go out and they will help build temporary housing, or they'll help help build schools and hospitals. And it's amazing to see, and it's been so joined in to our co-impact sourcing. Because what we do is, so we find areas like down in Haiti where the vetiver comes from. We work with them to ensure that they're getting all their needs met and ensuring that we're getting a better quality in return. We're going to talk a little bit more about Nepal in a bit. But so besides just using the oils, they have the Healing Hands lotion with rose oil. Great way to support the Healing Hands Foundation. It's $20, and 100% of that goes to the Healing Hands Foundation. So I highly recommend trying that out. You can add it to your LRP order. You can get a Healing Hands CD. Or what I do, just to make life easy, is you can add $1 donation to all your LRPs. So $1 to you is not a big deal, but $1, if everybody in doTERRA, every wellness advocate put in $1 a month, we can make a huge, huge, huge difference. So Rob Young, product development and branding services. This guy is hilarious. So if you have not experienced Rob Young, go on doTERRA's YouTube channel. You will see him. He is the funniest guy. It's fantastic. So we heard from Rob about the Healing Hands Foundation, the impact we make with our donations. $1.4 million in donations since last year's convention. Over 3 times the amount received the last 2 conventions. $869,000 was raised with the rose lotion last year alone. So go out and grab yourself a bottle of rose lotion. I mean, you feel good, and you get to help somebody for just using lotion. I mean, I really don't see a better way to go about helping out those in need. So what the Healing Hands donations do humanitarian priorities, water, nutrition, healthcare, and education. Micro-lending to small business entrepreneurs in Guatemala, Peru, and Ghana. The loan recipients get business training. The loans are repaid with interest and most often are paid back higher than 97%. So freedom comes from economic independence, and we have a 100% loan repayment track record. Now, you guys, we're talking like $50, $100 here that these guys are getting, and it changes their life. So, Rich Higbee, VP of Sales, US and Canada. So, why are we with doTERRA? So, we have the time and resources to be able to help people all around the world. Sorry, it sounds like we are having a few more issues with people getting the link. If you can't get on tonight, we're going to be sending out a recording to everybody, and as long as you registered, we're going to go ahead and have you part of the raffle for that. So, Rich Higbee went and talked about the co-impact sourcing, and so as I was saying before, with the supply chain development and humanitarian objectives. So, the sourcing objectives ensure the supply and quality control, plus long-term partnerships and growers. The partnerships with Choice Humanitarians and Mentors International, it means that we're ensuring for years and years and years to come that we are going to have the quality product that we have been known to use. So that's really important to know. Co-impact sourcing in Guatemala. So there was a new trade school built in the jungle of Guatemala. The students learned valuable skills for the community: masonry, construction, woodworking, and more. And many walk up to 2.5 hours just to go to the school because that's the only school that is available for them. In Somalia, the oldest surviving supply chain in the world of frankincense. Harvesters facing 1,000-year-old living conditions. No roads, electricity, running water, medicine, education, nothing. The high maternal infant mortality rates. The tribe, and one of the key things that, if you're not familiar, but actually getting the frankincense is a very dangerous job because the frankincense is always on a cliff and it's not a safe job. Tribe leaders actually came together to meet for the first time ever and have agreed to work with doTERRA exclusively to ensure the quality that we want. And this is an amazing thing. It's not a well-to-do country, and we're helping them, step up onto their own. So some objectives to create jobs for both men and women, which is also another big deal because in that part of the world, the women don't really work. So several thousand, 1,000 employed harvesting, estimated 1,000 women to be employed for sorting the frankincense, bringing families out of extreme poverty for the first time in thousands of years, and we're providing a boarding school for 120 boys and girls to benefit harvesters' children in their communities. The first school is complete, and the second's on the way because the school's already filled up. So Nepal. I know a lot of you guys were aware about what happened in Nepal a couple months ago, and sadly a lot of it has just kind of, it's not being paid attention to anymore because there's so many other things going on. Over 9,000 documented deaths. Locals estimate over 20,000. It's been 22,000 injured. I mean, almost 800,000 homes have been damaged and fully destroyed. And 27,000 orphans and 1.2 million children with no classroom. And these people have had their entire lives taken away from them. They have nothing left for them over there. And so it's really amazing to see that we're able to help them. So the aid was not reaching communities outside Kathmandu. The tents, foods, etc. Communities in Nepal in many less than a week after the earthquake. 50,000 or more people have been helped because of our Healing Hands donations. Thousands of families now out of extreme poverty in Nepal because of our co-impact sourcing. Stay tuned, we're going to talk to you about a new essential oil from Nepal in a minute. So one of the great things is that we're able to help them. We built 15 temporary schools, 200 temporary homes, construction equipment, distillation units repaired, new distillation units installed. hygiene kits, blankets, classroom-sized tents. You know, these are things that they need, and we're able to provide to them through the Healing Hands Foundation. We're going to play a quick video for you guys. Laurel, can you unmute yourself? I think it's waiting for yours.
To partner with us in purchasing what they can produce, and that gives them extra resources to sustain their family in these villages.
In our desire to find the highest quality essential oils in the world, we turned to Nepal for their winter grapes. We worked with 2 specific districts, the Dolakha district as well as the Longju district. You can imagine how our hearts broke as we learned the news of the earthquakes, knowing that these 2 areas were the heart of the earthquake and received the most damage.
You know, we were already working in Nepal. We've been working on this co-impact sourcing relationship for the wintergreen for some time. We already had significant contacts on the ground, specifically with Vishnu, so valuable, and just his ability to get things done in Nepal that frankly others even to go to it sometimes struggle with. And then of course when the earthquake happened, we immediately decided we were going to send $100,000 out there for the immediate needs, which were tents and blankets and food as they were just going into their monsoon season. But then we got this thought almost as fast. Our wellness advocates are really generous, and they're thinking, why don't we put it out to them and we'll put out an offer to match, you know, any donations that come that way. And so that's what we did. And in the end, I think we came up with somewhere around $700,000 that we were able to help provide.
Lives were completely devastated to receive.
Awesome. So let's give you an idea on what's going on the Nepal sourcing. Laurel, do you want to mute yourself again? I'm sorry, that's hilarious. Okay, there we go. Now we go back to the PowerPoint. We're good. All right, so environmental co-impact sourcing in New Zealand. So New Zealand has a wilding problem. There's a non-native species overrunning their native flora. Government efforts of cutting, burning, and poisoning have not been successful. So doTERRA has stepped in and has agreed to help them. And with that, we give you, there we go. Partnership with Wilding and Company. We harvest pre-coning pines. They're 4 to 5 years old before they become a problem. Distill them into pure essential oil. We're turning a pest into a valuable, sustainable product. The result is a positive environmental impact and money for our ongoing conservation. For more information on that particular project, check out wilding.co. Stay tuned for the new essential oil from New Zealand. Yeah. So, for you science geeks out there, this is for you. The doTERRA has actually done a gene expression study by Bioseq, the biggest one ever done in the world on essential oils. 20 oils and blends are being studied on the entire human genome. That's over 20,000 genes, so we don't miss a thing. Over 2 million data points are being used on live cells from skin fibroblasts. The discoveries is new biological functions from each oil tested, and essential oils drive the cell machinery to get the pathways back in tune while maintaining overall health. So, what that really means is the oils work, and science has proven it. It's fantastic. So one of the cool things that we have now is the arc plat. So one of the big things that I've run into is people want to see the MSGS reports. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I sure can't make heads or tails of those. They look like pretty lines on a graph. And even people who are familiar with it and work in the industry, unless they are well versed in it and they have all their studies in front of them to look at, they can't tell the difference. So what doTERRA's done is they have made a new way for you to be able to read the quality of the oil. It's called an ARC plot. So each ARC plot has 12 spokes, and each number represents a biochemically linked pair, and each number has a different scale. So it kind of looks like a spider web, right? So what it helps you identify is you're looking for each chemical constituent within that essential oil. So this is oregano's ARC plot. And this is important because there's a lot of chemical constituents that aren't really paid attention to because they're also easier to, they're not as easy to synthesize. There's a lot of the big chemical constituent in oregano is carvacrol. So it's actually measured three times in oregano. But there's other ones like linalool or terpenine that aren't, and thymol that aren't as big of a, as main ingredients in oregano, and those get overlooked because they're not as easy to synthesize. So we want to make sure that we are tracking everything within an essential oil, all the chemical constituents, to ensure we know and we can show you what it is. So to give you an idea, this is a clear failure. We're looking at the doTERRA's versus competitors. So when you're tracking all the different chemical constituents of what's supposed to be in that oil naturally, this is where you see errors. This is where you see it doesn't match up the shape, right? For more info on that, ping whoever invited you. We'll be happy to give you more specifics. And I believe that the ARC plots are going to be available for you to see soon. So doTERRA's taken the next step in essential oil quality. Our ARC plot method amplifies the strengths and weaknesses of essential oils and takes certified pure therapeutic grade to a new level. So doTERRA continues to lead the way in quality because we want to make sure that you are getting exactly what you wanted when you get it.
Holy moly, Colleen, that was amazing. I am so, oh my gosh, you guys, my mind is totally blown. She did an amazing job, so give her a rush and a round of applause there for taking over for Jen. I know that was a lot of information, but you all have the recording of this, so you can go back and listen to it several times so that you can absorb that information. It is a lot of information, but we just wanted to make sure that we highlighted certain points. So since Colleen was supposed to go next and she's going to talk about our new products, I wanted to give you a little bit of information about her. So Colleen McCartney is a gold level wellness advocate from Herndon, Virginia. Colleen is an adventurer and life explorer. She is residing in Northern Virginia. She's married to her awesome husband, Eric, with 2 fur babies and another one on the way in 2 weeks, which we are super excited about. After 10 years in the corporate IT world, she realized it was not the life she was meant to live, and she recently received her certification as a holistic health coach, which is super exciting. And she's going to India in January for her yoga teacher certification. She has developed quite a skill base for acro yoga, so if you see her, ask her to fly you, which was super exciting because we went to Shansara, which was located in Luray, Virginia. She just fell in love with that, and she was just throwing people up on her feet, and we had a great time sharing the oils and doing some yoga. So please welcome Colleen again, which I probably should have introduced her at the beginning, but here she is again to talk about our new products, which we're all really excited about.
Awesome. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction, Olivia. I love you. You're fantastic, and you're an amazing leader and just such an awesome communicator and facilitator. So, we told you about a new oil from New Zealand, right? This Douglas fir. So all of you conifer oil teas out there, this is going to be your new favorite oil. It promotes feelings of clear airways and easy breathing, cleansing and purifying to the skin, and promotes a positive mood and a sense of focus. I got to tell you, when I smell this, it just makes you just stop and just, like, balance has always been my favorite oil because it helps calm me down, but this just gets me on a whole nother level of amazingness. Wintergreen from Nepal. So this is really cool. So the wintergreen we normally have been using is from China. And now we were able to find an even better quality from Nepal. And it's so amazing because we're able to help that community. And the great thing is for those, it's got a little bit more of an earthy aroma to it. But for all the blends, we're sticking with the original wintergreen. So all the chemical constituents are the same, so you're really familiar with it. The price is going up about $2, but that is going to Nepal. So I believe that we can all help them out with that. So what we're talking about here is in the Daloka district. Over 57,000 households and 50,000 homes destroyed. Over 176 people died and almost 700 injured, and 13 are still missing to this day. And this is a community, go next. This is a community that's helping us with the new wintergreen. I mean, you're to be able to see these communities. I mean, you see these women taking care of it. It was an amazing experience to be able to see how it's all working. So this is Emily Wright, and if you've ever heard her speak, then you know that she gets you right in the feels, and you need to have a tissue handy. And so the women can go right out into their backyards, even in the monsoon season, and don't have to worry about leaving their children, and can provide for their families. They are happy to be able to work so they can send their kids to school and have enough money to buy school supplies. And this is a really big deal. I mean, this is them going right in their backyard and being able to pick the wintergreen. So they can make enough money, hold on one second, to buy the supplies for their children need and for school, and many of the things they need for the house. I mean, just going from complete nothingness and devastation to by just teaching them how to source this essential oil, and we're able to provide so much to them. And this is an image of them getting the wintergreen in the distiller. So you can see we used to have the blue-green wintergreen, and now it is a pink wintergreen. It's exciting, yay! This is the executive team actually helping with distillation of the new wintergreen. They're always out there in the field. You know, so you guys know, when we're saying the executive team, they're not staying at hotels. They're staying in a tent right out there. I mean, that's how committed they are to this. And this is them distilling, and this is the wintergreen essential oil. So, one of my favorites is the new emotional aromatherapy. Now, there are 6 new blends here, and there's a lot to go over. So we're actually going to be doing a separate webinar to go over into details with this. We're going to do a brief highlight on these right now, but look in the email for a link to the webinar we're going to do for going in detail over the individual oils in each of these blends. So one of the things that we talked about is how different types of plants affect your olfactory system. So like mint is calming and uplifting, while citrus is energizing and elevating and promotes a positive outlook. Spice instills feelings of excitement, intrigue, and passion, where herbs and grasses are soothing and clarifying. And tree and wood is grounding and balancing. That's my favorite, the conifers. And then floral is calming and comforting. So just a few drops of these naturally complex fragrant blends, they can really elicit profound emotional responses to really help you deal with all these different aspects. So these products will be available October 1st. So you got Motivate. That's really helps you. It literally helps motivate you to want to get out and do things. Promotes confidence, courage, and belief. Cheer helps promote feelings of optimism. So if you're feeling a little down in the dumps, or you know something's got you sad, you know, try some cheer, and it helps with your emotions. Passion. This has definitely been my favorite one of the mood blends. You know, it really helps ignite the passion that you have and sparks creativity and just gets you going. Forgive. This is one I think that everyone could use every now and then. Really does help promote feelings of contentment. Like if something's wrong, it does help you kind of release some of those feelings, negative emotions. Console. This is a great comforting blend. So if someone's having a rough time, this is a great, if they're grieving or anything, this is a great oil blend for them to try. Peace. This is a reassuring blend. So if you have, someone like a child having trouble sleeping at night, or they need a calming environment and restful sleep, it's a very reassuring blend. All right, so who out there is always hearing about how we should dilute the oils for kids and sensitive skin, but you never know how much to dilute which oil. Now that has been solved for you. Featuring 8 of our most popular essential oils and a base of fractionated coconut oil. This really makes application simple with all these roll-ons. The great thing is that it's not just one particular way of dilution. Each oil is diluted differently because of its particular needs. Spearmint. This you guys have seen during the Summer Sensation kits. We now have this on a regular basis, and it's from Madagascar. The cool thing about that, and is that on the next slide as well? Yes, spearmint as well as ginger. We are also sourcing ginger from Madagascar. So the chemical constituents are the same, but the benefit is to be able to help another community, as well as we are now going to be able to start sourcing Roman chamomile and Melissa. So you should be expecting to see those available for purchase sometime in the next year. Breathe Vapor Stick. This is awesome. So due to compliance, I cannot tell you what it is similar to, but you all kind of get the hint. So if you're congested or you just need some help opening your airways, just go and take this. It's got a nice coconut oil base, and just rub it on your chest or your back or your feet. Digest tabs. So what's really cool is that this has the Digest Zen blend plus a calcium carbonate tablet. So it really helps balance out what's going on in your tummy. I know you guys have all been waiting for this one, the doTERRA's deodorant. It is amazing. I was using it all week. It's got cypress, melaleuca, cedarwood, and bergamot in. It's got nice shea butter, so it hydrates the skin without leaving a greasy after feel, and it's free of aluminum, alcohol, parabens, and artificial colors and fragrances. The doTERRA Cloud Diffuser. I'm actually using that right now. So it works on the same technology as the Aroma Ace, except it is easier to manipulate. It does not have nearly the buzzing sound, and it's a lot prettier to work with. And the best part is, it's the same price as the Aromalight or the Lotus Diffuser. Olivia?
Oh, Colleen is my favorite. I mean, you guys just have no idea how amazing this woman is. She literally can just take on anything, and I am so excited to be a part of her team, and you all should be feeling just as much excitement as I am. Are you excited about those new products? I was just completely thrilled. We were just cheering every time they put something new up there, and I hope that you all will take advantage of adding those to your loyalty rewards orders or making an order on October 1st when they're available. So next we have Mandy Felici. She is just as fabulous as any of our top leaders. Mandy is a diamond level wellness advocate with doTERRA, and she is a mother of 2 little cuties, and she's married to her sweetheart. She has a master's degree in fine art, but she is creating in other ways right now. Her passion is empowering people to use essential oils and achieve financial freedom. She loves teaching people about the power of their words, how to live in the present, and dream big. She's a lifelong learner, teacher, artist, and amateur chef. She has an amazing dressing in the doTERRA blog, so you should check that out too. She is currently working on her Kundalini Yoga teacher training certification. Her husband's job takes them all over the country, and they recently moved to Colorado Springs, Colorado. And she just got back from Hawaii, so you should ask her about that too. But I just wanted to introduce Mandy Felici, who has inspired me as a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I'm sure many others, to just be the best that they can be and believe that anything is possible. So Mandy, please grace us with your presence and your words now.
Thank you, Olivia, so much. I want to thank Olivia and Colleen and Jen and Laurel and everyone that planned this webinar today. I know that they put in a lot of time and effort, so thank you, all of you, for putting this together. So I wanted to just mention a few other things that we learned at Convention Week last week. Can we go to the next slide, Laurel? So we have some great new updates to some of our business tools. The Class in the Box has a brand new handout. There's some upgraded personal websites. But we're really not going to spend a lot of time on this today. We're going to do a whole webinar just about the new business tools, and we'll be doing that probably in the next couple of weeks. So look for more information on that. So I don't know if any of you have downloaded, can you go back one? I don't know if any of you have downloaded the app for your phone where you can access your back office for placing orders or doing LRP, using your LRP points or checking your team. They have a new version that's for tablet, so you can find that in the App Store. Another great thing that they announced at convention was samples. Before, we've always made our own samples. We'd have to order bottles and labels and pour in our own oils and create those. It kind of took a lot of time. So doTERRA has created these new samples that are pre-made, and they are beautiful. There's 3 small little like perfume-sized samples. They're labeled, each one what it is. It has a little stick, that pulls out. They're also presented beautifully on these little cards. So there's 2 different types. One has Breathe, On Guard, and Digest Zen, so 3 of our very favorite blends. The other one has Peppermint, Melaleuca, and Lavender. And so these cards are great. It tells you some different ways to use the oils. It's got just the perfect amount of information. And the card folds over and the samples are inside. So what an easy way to start sharing oils with people. Because most of us, once we start using the oils, we want to share them with others, right? So how great to just keep a few of these in your purse or in your backpack or in your car so that you can share those easily. So the day before convention, the Goddards, who are our upline presidential diamonds, they had a great training day. They're the ones that have created these Live, Share, and Build guides that we love so much. They've updated the Live guide, and again, we'll go over that in our next training. They've also created a new booklet called Launch Your Business. So this is something that you can give someone when they very first are enrolled with doTERRA, and it just gives them a little bit of information so they have an idea of what it might be like for them to do doTERRA as a business or to share oils with people, however that looks like for them. So we'll go over that next month. Another thing I wanted to share is we heard from the most amazing woman. Her name is Celeste, and she is the founder of an organization, a nonprofit organization called Days for Girls. And this woman's story is fascinating. For many years, she had been working with some orphanages in Africa, just helping them with getting the food and the clothing and things that they need. But one night, she woke up in the middle of the night, and she realized, what are these girls doing for their monthly cycles? And she realized that she had never asked that question, or other people that had worked with these orphanages had never asked that question. So she called up the director and asked, and they said, well, nothing. They don't use anything. So as she investigated a little more, she learned that these girls throughout Africa and in many impoverished parts of the world, when it's the time of the month, these girls have to stay in their room, and they just sit on a piece of cardboard because they have no other resources to them to take care of their monthly cycle. And the heartbreaking part is not only are they kind of ostracized for 1 week of the month, but also they have to miss school for 1 week of the month. And because they miss so much school, they fall behind, and they usually end up dropping out of school because it's just too hard for them to catch up. And when they drop out of school, then they're pretty much guaranteed to live a life of poverty, right? It just, that poverty cycle continues on and on. So this amazing woman, Celeste, decided that she wanted to do something to help these girls stay in school. So she founded this organization called Days for Girls, and what they do is they provide hygiene kits. So they make reusable pads that they can use and wash, and they last about 3 years. And so they make a little packet for each of these girls, and it is absolutely changing lives. If you go to their website, which is daysforgirls.org, you could, this is what it looks like here, but if you click on the tab that says media, and then you can go to the next slide. This is just a few of their stories about what these girls are doing prior to getting these kits. The one there where it says corn husks, these girls literally were using corn husks, which was giving them infections, some very serious life-threatening infections. So having a clean, sanitary way to take care of their period has just been absolutely life-changing for these girls and women. So if we go to the next page, this is what the kits look like, and they put them all in a little bag, and they're just amazing. It's such a great way to change lives around the world. So the reason I'm talking about this is because our team wants to help. I think all of us that were at convention, we were so moved and so inspired by this story that we wanted to help. So we're organizing a service project on September 26th. So if you are in the Northern Virginia area, you can contact Kate Mataconis, and I do have an address, but I forgot to post it to the slide. But we'll post that on the Facebook page. And then here in Colorado, we're doing one on the same day from 9 to 1 at my house. So we'll post more of this, like I said, on the Facebook page. But if you're in another area and you'd like to organize some kind of event, please contact me, and we will get that set up, because we want to get as many people involved as we can. If you want to donate fabric, you can do that. If you have a sewing machine, if you can sew, you can join us and help sew these. If you can't sew, you can bring a pair of scissors and just cut out fabric. That's very helpful too. We also need donations of washcloths and underwear. So girls' underwear size 10 to 14. And they need to be plain. They can't have, because these go to certain countries where they're really limited on what they can receive, they can't have images of animals or people or objects. So they need to be plain, or maybe like a geometric pattern might be okay. So yeah, we'd love for all of you to get involved, because we want to give back. We want to contribute something to such a worthy cause. And this is such a simple way that we can do it. So please get in contact with Kate or with me, and we would love to have you help. All right, next. Okay, leadership retreat. So for those of you who are doing doTERRA as a business, you should know that once you get to the rank of silver and above, you are eligible to go to our leadership retreat. And traditionally, this is once a year. It's usually in the spring, and they usually do it somewhere on the West Coast somewhere. But this year, because of our growth, they've actually divided it, where they're going to be doing 2 leadership retreats. You can see the information there. So one's in Long Beach, California, where I did my graduate work. I know that town well. The other one is in Orlando, Florida. So this will be great for all of you on the East Coast and in the South. It will be much closer for you to get to. So you must achieve the rank of silver or higher at least one time between August and December, okay, of this year, and then you'll be able to register for that starting in October. If you aren't quite to the rank of silver, that's definitely a goal that you can shoot for, because it is so fun. You really get a lot of great training and leadership development. So many great things happen at leadership retreats. So please, please get yourself there. Also, another event that's coming up is our Essential Oil Education Online Symposium, and that is the same day. I just realized that. It's the same day, September 26th at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that'll just be an online event presented by the Presidential Diamonds, and you can see some of the topics there.
Well, it sounds like a really fun day where you get to help make the things for the girls and watch the symposium at the same time.
Wow, what a great idea. As a team, you could watch it together and sew or cut out fabric. Thank you, Colleen. That's a great idea. So just kind of to wrap things up, I just wanted to really give you a feel of what it's like to be at convention. So this is this was the first year that they actually had to split us into 2 different buildings. I think we mentioned that earlier. So we had the arena on one side, and then just a block away was the Salt Palace Convention Center. And because there were so many of us, they split us, and it was a 2-hour delay. So the speakers would present in one building, and then they would move over to the other building and present there. But it was such an incredible experience to be there with that many wellness advocates, just really getting a vision of what doTERRA's mission is, not just here with our wellness advocates, but around the world, how we're changing lives, how we're impacting people in so many ways, with the co-impact sourcing, making sure the growers and the harvesters and the distillers are all making a fair wage, but also the charity work that we're doing through Healing Hands, building clinics and hospitals and schools and the Days for Girls and the microloans, just so many amazing things. And then at the bottom, these 2 pictures here, this is a picture of the product showcase. So it's a huge room where they have every single doTERRA product on display for you to touch and sample and taste and smell. On the picture on the lower left, that is actually a round kind of station where they have every doTERRA oil on display there for you to try. And they have 4 or 5 of those throughout the room. But they also have all the doTERRA products, the skincare and the hair care. You can really taste and smell and touch every product, and it's so fun. Let's see, next. There's also a gala on one of the nights of convention. This is where the diamonds and blue diamonds and presidential diamonds get to walk down the red carpet and celebrate their success. And they have these confetti sticks that you can see where everyone's throwing confetti, and it's really a fun celebration. And there's Colleen on the bottom. She was reveling in all that confetti. But that's another great thing about convention is that you really get to make friends with people on your team and new people. But it's a time for bonding with people on our team, and it's so great to have that time to do that. We have a lot of fun. In addition to all the learning during the day, we sure have a lot of fun as well. So mark your calendars for convention next year. It is September 14th through the 17th. Now the 14th will be kind of the bonus day where the different teams do extra training. And then the actual convention itself is the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So mark your calendars for that. You'll be so glad that you did. Whether you're just using oils for yourself, whether you're sharing them with people in your life, or you actually want to build doTERRA as a business, whatever level you're at, convention has something for you. It's open to everyone. So I hope to see many, many more of you there next year.
Oh, thank you, Mandy. That was so amazing. We are just super pumped up after a whole week of spending time with our friends, our family, and getting back home so that we can share just as much as we possibly can. So thank you, everyone, for joining our webinar this evening. I hope you got a lot out of it. And don't forget that you can listen to it again so that you can really retain some of the information that we have talked about this evening. I hope that everyone can try the new products. Like I said before, they're just amazing. We've all had a chance to go through them, and please add them to your next order. You won't be disappointed for sure. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope you all have a great week. Go out and share these oils with everyone because we do have a huge mission. This company is bigger than you really think it is, and we're doing big things around the world, so you should definitely be proud that you're a part of it. Thanks so much.